Okay, hello, welcome back. Let's get into balancing the brow chakra. How are you going with your pendulum? Have you found one that you really like to work with? It's really good when you find a favourite. I'm actually going to use a different pendulum today just to show you that it can be nice to experiment with different pendulums, not to just get too attached to the first one that you bought or the one that somebody gave you. It's nice to experiment with them, and it's also really good to have that one special pendulum friend. So we're going to have a bit of fun with that today. The brow chakra, well, of course, as you've understood from our channel check-in process, it's a very important chakra. As I like to remind people, though, there's no such thing as the most important chakra or a more powerful chakra. They really need to work together. You know, in our physical body, we might think, oh, the brain is the most important organ or the heart is the most important organ. But really, if they're not all functioning well, we may still survive, but we may not have the quality of life that we want. So it's the same with the chakras. If we keep them all in good condition and our channel, they support each other, and then that means they can all function very, very well. Brow chakra in the center of your forehead, of course, as the name would suggest. The Indian or the Sanskrit name is Ajna, and I think I've pronounced that correctly. It's spelled A-J-N-A in most of the texts that are available. Ajna, of course, English-speaking people, like Australians like me, might say Ajna, or, you know, to put an emphasis on the letter J. I think brow chakra is sufficient. It tells us where it is. It's nice and simple. It's often depicted, of course, again, like a beautiful lotus flower. 96 petaled lotus is what it's depicted as, and it's a beautiful dark purple indigo colour. Indigo is sort of like a dark purple inky blue. Now, balancing this chakra for yourself, you know, initially it might seem a little bit awkward. You know, how am I going to hold the pendulum there? Where do I put my hands? But again, let's just keep it very simple. You can put both your hands on the front of your forehead like that, or if that's not too uncomfortable for you, you know, put one hand in the front and one hand in the back, whatever feels right for you, because the brow chakra, like all the chakras, it's not just sort of plastered to the front of your head. You know, the heart chakra is not just plastered onto the front of your body. They go from front to back, same with the brow chakra, so it can be really nice to cup your head. So I encourage you to do whatever's comfortable for you, and don't be afraid to change the position of your hands throughout the process as well. It's totally fine to do that. So let's get our pendulums, and I'm just trying my new pendulum here. It's a clear quartz crystal with a little silver pointy end on it. Some people don't like that silver pointy end. They think it's a little bit sharp. Just make sure that you can see that there. But I think it's quite an elegant pendulum, and I enjoy using it from time to time. The brow chakra, of course, is connected on a physical level to your eyes, to an extent to the mouth, but particularly to the nose and sinus areas, to your ears, and of course to important things in your brain as well as the brain. Now, the important things in your brain are these interesting glands, the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. So it's worthwhile checking out what those are all about. If you get headaches, migraines, problems with your vision, very tired eyes, even fuzziness in your hearing, or that's a tinnitus or tinnitus as people call it, sinus problems, it is definitely worth checking out your brow chakra. Giving your brow chakra a balance could help with any of those conditions, and it certainly isn't going to do you any harm. Now, we also know, of course, that the brow chakra is connected with what? Clairvoyant vision, intuition, all those wonderful things that we're developing in this course. And of course, the third eye and the inner screen are located in the same area. Now, the third eye is still something different from the brow chakra. The brow chakra is just a chakra on its own, and then the third eye is sitting within the brow chakra. We don't want to get too technical because, you know, everybody has slightly different ideas of how to describe this or what is actually going on there. But it helps if you think of the fact that you've got a brow chakra, a third eye, and an inner screen, that they're not just sort of like all one thing merged together. That's my take on it anyway. That's what my angels and guides have taught me over the years. So let's leap straight in with our pendulum measuring, and this is going to be fun again for me, holding the pendulum up in front of my own brow chakra and talking to you at the same time. And remember, I do film all of these videos in real time. The only things that get deleted are really minor things, you know, if I suddenly need to cough or if there's a noise outside that I'd like to delete. So, you know, maybe I'll do a bloopers outtake one day. That could be a bit of a laugh, but in the meantime, what you're seeing is really happening in real time. So I'm going to hold that pendulum there and probably look quite cross-eyed and strange to you on the video, but I don't mind, it's a bit of fun. And let me turn side on a bit. Hold your pendulum up in front of your forehead, so it's just a bit sort of above eye level, like you're looking up at it slightly, and that will be roughly the right location. It's like I've got some sort of mild dyslexia today. I keep getting my words slightly wrong. Funny thing that. Just let your pendulum give you a bit of an indicator what's going on in your brow chakra. Let that spin. And of course, if you were giving a friend or a family member a brow chakra balance sometime down the track, you can just have them sit down. Sit them in a nice simple chair where you can stand right beside them, and then you hold the brow chakra in front of their forehead while they're sitting down. And notice that I'm keeping the pendulum, you know, a reasonable distance out from my forehead, because if the pendulum was to make a big swing, I certainly don't want it to bump me in the forehead. Alright, it's giving me a bit of a circle there, but as I'm looking at it, the movement feels a little bit jerky, so I think I'd like the pendulum to describe more of a smooth circle. So we'll see how we go. Pop your pendulum to one side. And what we're going to do for this one is we're going to start working with the native colour of the chakra like we always do. Just so you are really clear on how we bring the energy in, you're intending this dark purple indigo energy and light to come down from the cosmos through your own channel to your heart chakra level here, then getting it to branch out through your arms and hands and flowing it back into your brow chakra. Again, if you were working on somebody else, they might be sitting down. You intend the energy down and out through your hands and into their brow chakra, or whichever chakra that you are working on. But for now, we're going to take care of ourselves, and that's very important to get ourselves in good shape first. So close your eyes and intend this beautiful dark purple indigo coloured energy and light to flow down through your channel to about the level of your heart chakra, out through your arms and the palms of your hands and fingertips. Bring them gently to your brow chakra. And at the moment I'm choosing to put both my hands over my brow chakra. And then when I feel guided, I'll move one hand to the back. Let that beautiful, rich energy and light flow into your brow chakra for a minute or two. And while this is happening, we're gently going to turn up the energy flow. Remember our little cosmic tap, turning up the flow of energy and light, bringing more of that lovely rich purple energy into the brow chakra. And notice, can you feel the chakra moving between your hands? Can you feel it spinning? Do your hands or your head suddenly feel very hot, or some other kind of sensation like tingling? And can you see your brow chakra on your inner screen in your mind's eye there? What does it look like? A beautiful multifaceted purple gemstone like amethyst, or a big purple flower, Maybe just a dark purple ball of energy and light, a wheel of light. Keep the energy flowing in there. Notice that your angels and guides are around you, supporting you, helping you. Now, if you're feeling really daring or confident that your angels and guides are there helping you, I'm going to suggest something really new now, really different to what we've done so far. Ask one of your angels or guides, and again, you don't have to pick a particular one by name or know the name. You can just say, "Dear angels or guides, could one of you please continue this brow chakra balance for me? I'm going to take my hands away." Maybe your arms are getting sore, or it just feels too hot and uncomfortable, or maybe you just want to experiment. Ask your angels and guides to continue the brow chakra balance for you, and let that take place for a moment. And just relax. Relax your shoulders. Breathe nice and deeply. And let them do their work. You might get a really strong feeling that you need to keep your hands in position there. If that's the case, that is completely fine. Mine were very willing to help today. I've got my beautiful angel Grace. She's standing on my right hand side with her hands front and back on my head. Feels lovely. See if you can notice which of your angels or guides is working with you or working on you, if that's what you've chosen to try. If you feel like nothing is happening, take your hands back to the position. Bring your hands back. The energy and light is still there. It hasn't stopped flowing. The universe isn't going tisk tisk, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Let's experiment. Let's try what feels good, what works for you. Now, if you're still working on yourself, you intend that you're turning down the cosmic tap a little bit and turning down the flow of energy and light. If it's your angels and guides, they might do it, they might not. See if you can feel what's happening. And of course, ask them, hey, you know, here on Earth, we are subject to clock time. Maybe my brow chakra needs a little bit more healing, a little bit more balancing. Are you going to keep working on this once I'm finished? And if you get a response, a sense of yes or no, or 5 minutes, 2 hours, the rest of the day or the rest of the evening, that's great. Just accept it. It's lovely. Bringing that flow of energy and light right down to a trickle now. Grace is doing that for me and with me, which feels fantastic. Thank you, Grace. I can feel her gently taking her hands away, but she said to me that she's going to work on my brow chakra again for me tonight. It's the middle of the day here in Australia, and she said she'll leave it till later on tonight when I'm asleep, and she'll come back and work on my brow chakra for me for about an hour. What do you feel is going on with you and your angels and guides? Are they going to keep working on your brow chakra? Now the energy has trickled away to nothing. You can take your hands away if you still have them there. Ask your angels and guides to wrap you in a beautiful cocoon of energy and light again. I'm getting indigo, that colour that we're working with, the brow chakra colour, but if you get a different colour, that's fine. And when your cocoon feels all nice and snug and you feel all beautifully wrapped up, then you can take a nice deep breath, open your eyes, and say thanks to your angels and guides as well. Well done, well done. So let's get our pendulums and see what difference we've made and our angels and guides have made. They're always helping us. Okay, so let's see again. I'm going to hold my pendulum out even a bit further. I kind of feel like I need to give it some space. Oh, and that's taking off beautifully. Keep your pendulum there. Remember to have it just slightly above eye level. I probably look cross-eyed to you when I'm looking up at my pendulum like this. Feels funny. What's your pendulum doing? Keep it there for a little bit longer. We want to get a nice steady reading. Yeah, the energy's really picking up now. Well, that is fantastic. I'm very happy with that. Thank you, Grace. And you've probably had enough of that yourself by now. Your arm gets pretty tired holding the pendulum up there. Fantastic. That is really, really exciting. Well done. And look, especially if your angels and guides say, yeah, we need to keep working on this for the rest of the day or for a few more hours, then if your second pendulum reading is still not all that impressive or not all that exciting, it's probably because of that, you know, that they're still going to keep working on it. It needs a little bit more balancing and healing. So for instance, if you're practicing this during the daytime and your angels or guides say we're going to work on it for the rest of the day or through the night, test it with your pendulum again in the morning and I'm sure you'll notice a difference. It's all about practice, you know. Everything in life, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become with it, the more normal it becomes to you, so to speak. It all improves. So, you know, I really admire you for coming this far, and please, I really encourage you to keep practicing with all of these processes, with all of this work. Fantastic. Really glad that we did the brow chakra. I'm hoping that you found a comfortable position for your hands. I'm hoping that you had a little bit of interaction with one of your angels or guides. If you didn't do that this time, try it again during the week. It's absolutely beautiful when you ask them to work on you and you start to feel their presence. So namaste, and the next process is a fantastic one. So make sure you have a notebook and piece of paper or pen, whatever. You're going to need something to write on and something to write with. You won't need your pendulum for the next process, but the next process is a big one. Absolutely fantastic. So I'll see you in a moment.